No, bad guess. This is not the Dak Prescott mansion job site. That's a couple miles north of here. Nor is this the Cowboys rebuilding the roster, the blown-up remodel. Although it's symbolic in that way. Mike Fisher reporting from beautiful downtown Frisco, your trusty and trust reporter. Welcome to Fish at 6, where the Cowboys are swinging hammers and screwing screwdrivers and lugging lug nuts as they try to fix all the things that are broken. They are 3-3. That's not a disaster, but it feels like a disastrous 3-3, doesn't it? Get in, get on, be good. Bring something of intellect to the table. I will, of course, monitor and review every single comment. Thank you to BetUS for helping to bring you this program. 3 things for you. That's right, 3 things. We've been doing it in Dallas media, on the radio, television, newspaper, internet, digital, books, movies. 3 things on what the Cowboys should be exploring right at this moment. And one of those things is not, go trade for blank. If Bleacher Report, CBS, or Yahoo gives me one more story about how the Cowboys should trade for a $30 million wide receiver, I think I'm going to have an aneurysm. We might still talk about it just because I think it deserves clarity, but we're not going to hoodwink anybody about it. But that doesn't mean there can't be changes to be made, and I've got 3 of them for you. Maybe subtle, because again, the changes are not going to come massively from the outside, although Shaquille O'Neal wants the Cowboys to sign Leonard Fournette and is reaching out to Jerry to get that kind of thing done. That's fine. That wouldn't count. That's a name, but something like that, I'm not sure it'd be that impactful. So let's go subtle with 3 things on this Fish at 6. Thing number 1, ding. I'm not saying change the entire offensive line, but the overall performance of this group and individually the members of this group have been piss poor. And that includes, I'm sure Zach Martin will be the first to tell you after his last game, that includes a future Hall of Famer. I mean, he got bullied a little bit, which I don't know that we've seen that in a decade. So do you all of a sudden pull up stakes on all the things that you have been planning in the offensive line, pull out the bulldozer, there's the bulldozer, and do it all differently? How about this? Coaching staff, Mike Solari, Mike McCarthy, shoddy. Make sure that you've tapped out all the possibilities. Tyler Guyton's got to play at some point. He's not going to get. He's going to have growing pains next year if he doesn't experience growing pains now. What if you put Tyler Guyton at right tackle, as Terrence Steele is struggling? That's a what if. What if you let Tyler Smith play the most important position in the offensive line, left tackle? Would you be better? And we already know the philosophy, and I understand their philosophy. I don't necessarily disagree with it in normal circumstances. I got an all-pro caliber left guard. Why am I messing with it? Same as they've done for a decade with Zach at right guard. Zach Martin could have played left tackle and also gone to the Hall of Fame, I bet. Could have played center and also gone to the Hall of Fame. They put him in that spot. It worked. They didn't mess with it. Maybe you do that with Tyler Smith, or maybe you make sure in practice that you're tinkering with a best 5 that allows you to both develop, which is important, and win, which, yes, still matters. Is BB ready to win at center? This has been quite a climb for him, having never played the position before, a 3rd-round rookie who got out in the backyard with his mom, literally, and worked on how to snap the shotgun. It's great, and it's impressive that he's gone this far. But he hasn't been good. Guyton hadn't been good. BB hadn't been good. Steele hasn't been good. Zach Martin's been subpar. Maybe only Tyler Smith's the guy who is the guy who's graded out okay. When they had T.J. Bass at left guard and Tyler Smith at left tackle, they accomplished some things. Should T.J. Bass play? What about Hoffman at center? I'm not saying specifically do these 5 things in the offensive line, I am hoping, for your sake, Cowboys Nation, that the Cowboys are exploring those things. Thing number 2, ding. We mentioned Leonard Fournette. They have Hunter Lipke on the roster, and they have Dalvin Cook in the building. I've explained in great detail why they haven't moved up Dalvin Cook. Not saying I've agreed with it, I've explained it. If they thought he was better, they'd move him up. At this point, Deuce Vaughn's now not even getting a jersey. Move him up. Move him up. Find out if he doesn't find a different speed. Because obviously in practice, the speed or the quickness or the whatever isn't there. Find out if he's got a different gear in a game. Find out once and for all. And while you're at it, you've already got Hunter Lipke up there. Now, we have made it really clear for a long time. This is not going to be a splash play running game. They went for a month without having an 11-yard run here. And that's the way it's going to be. If you're going to have to grind it out at running back, if it's just going to be 3.2 yards in a cloud of dust, why not let it be Lipke? If you're not going to sprint away from people and you're not going to dart away from people, if it's going to be, we're just going to try to push people back 3 yards, let Hunter Lipke get a chance to push. That's item 2. By the way, thank you, BetUSA. Guys, BetUS. Guys, go to betus.com. Let's get it right, betus.com. You get a 150% bonus when you get involved up to $2,000. So get in there. It's betus.com, proud sponsors of Mike Fisher here, and CowboysCountry.com and the Fish Report. And then item 3, ding. Mike Zimmer, the fact that I'm friendly with Mike Zimmer and have been for 30 years is now immaterial. It's not working. The magic wand isn't working. Is Mozzie a little better? Yeah. Is that guy a little more? I don't know. But the idea was there was going to be Zimmer discipline combined with the Quinn era playmaking. And right now, if you look over the course of the 6 games, you have neither. So, are we firing head coaches? Are we firing coordinators? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing it at this time, and Jerry says we're not doing it all. A couple years ago, Rod Marinelli was the defensive coordinator and was right around Zimmer's age. And he had a young, hotshot assistant, defensive back guy. Remember? And they didn't make an official move to have Chris Richard be the co-defensive coordinator, but it was an unofficial move, and Marinelli unselfishly announced it. And it helped. It pacified the audience, that's you, and I think it inspired the defensive backfield. Hey, one of our guys, moving on up. Do it again. Mike Zimmer, get permission from Mike McCarthy to announce. Hey, and again, I know that Al Harris has a fancy title here. Announce it. I'm appointing Al Harris unofficial co-defensive coordinator. He's been that good. He's that deserving. He's got that kind of future. I know what the Cowboys audience would say to that. I know what you would say to that. Yay. But let's have more Al Harris influence. And I think I know what the defensive backs would say about it too. Would it be a move for cosmetics? Kinda. Because Mike Zimmer's still the defensive coordinator. But a bigger voice for Al Harris? A real bigger voice. That would be more than just cosmetics, I think. And again, not drastic, subtle. Not fire McCarthy. What, do they? If they fire McCarthy today, does that help them beat the 49ers? I say no. By the way, if Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and Will McClay could determine that it would, that if you fire McCarthy, all of a sudden you're going to go on a run, well, fire him. If you fire Mike Zimmer, you're going to go on a run. Fire him. They're not doing that. There isn't evidence that works. I think the number, now including this year, the last 13 games that an interim head coach took over, I think the record now is 7-6 after what happened to the Jets the other night. So there's no proof that there's sudden this injection in the roster of energy or brilliance or talent. There's no proof of that. It definitely doesn't have a long-term effect, and the number I just gave you suggests it doesn't have much of a short-term effect. But you can do a change on the coaching staff without having to do anything drastic. You just say it and mean it. Al Harris has earned the right to have more authority around here. Not I suck, not you suck, not he sucks. Just Al Harris is good. So give me Hunter and Dalvin. Give me experimentation in the offensive line to get to a best 5. And give me Al Harris. There's my 3 realistic changes. Okay? It's not trading for Hassan Reddick. It's not trading for Devontae Adams. It's not, can we trade Dak Prescott for Lamar Jackson? It's real. 3 of them. Nailed it. Thank you, Ben.